back, baby! Back and acting better than ever to farm some soy milk, drinking latte-licious pigliotto, frolicking in the grass, peasants into the ground like the absolute hero that I am. Anyway, so I watched Rings of Trash, Rings of Pal. Oh my god. Legendary Mamacita laugh in the background. Oh my god, the show is... I didn't think it could get worse, but I always say, I don't know how it could get worse, and they always find a way. So I can't even believe what happened in this episode. It defies the laws of intelligence. It defies the laws of gravity. It defies the laws of physics. In this episode, you won't even believe your eyes. The thing is, this show is insanely bad. Even if you don't know anything about Tolkien, it still makes absolutely no sense. The characters are complete trash. The story is complete trash. Everything is completely wrong in every single way. But then, if you actually know what happens in actual Tolkien, you truly understand. It's mind-blowing how they ruined the show. All they had to do is stay loyal to the source material. And even if they stayed like 5% loyal to the source material, it could have been like, okay. I can't believe they changed around. Like, so I'm going to watch this video. It's about how bad it is, and he does a good job like showing like what happened, because I can't remember all the stuff, and I'll comment on it while it's happening. Yes, he does a good job showing everything. Nerderotic and Critical Drinker, they do a good job getting drunk and drowning their sorrows in these shit TV shows, man. So let's watch.
For the 40% who haven't subscribed yet, thanks to the complete destruction of our beloved intellectual properties like Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who, there's a relatively new saying around modern Hollywood. No, it's not male and pale is stale.
Imagine where this sketchy SOB who looks like he just came out of having a rendezvous with Smeagol is right about everything. That's how you know these days everything's so fucked up.
Or survive until 25. It's
legendary neurotic.
And they have for Amazon, including losing half of its audience, dropping to number 8 on Samba TV when the Rings of Power's budget eclipses the cost of all the other shows on this list combined, and getting its ass beat by the Penguin.
Oh, I love when the Penguin shoots that peasant.
The penultimate episode of season 2 being touted as the big battle episode might not be as bad because there'd be a lot of action.
Every time I see this peasant, oh god, it makes me... Every time I see a character from the show, I can't tell which one. So like when I see this character, I'm like, I hate him the most. And then I see Galadriel, I hate her the most. And then as it goes from character to character, I find myself saying I hate that character the most until I see the next character. I'm like, holy shit, I hate Don Lemonless, until I see fucking Galadriel and fucking Cuckron and oh god. And then Jill Jizlad. Like, look at Jill Jizlad. He looks like a lumpy potato. I don't understand it. Mashed potato man. We don't even see him to the end of the fight, and he's tubbier than the troll he's fighting. And then, oh my god. Okay, let's just get through this video.
Action.
What an idiot. Oh, what a loser.
Now that I know even at my ripe old age that I can still be a sweet summer child, I think it's prophetic that Season 2, Episode 7's title is doomed to die.
Yeah,
but as I've said in the past, Amazon's The Rings of Power being the most expensive failure of all time is not due to just incompetence.
Oh my god, her face makes me so mad. Why? She's supposed to be like the most beautiful girl in all the lands. Does this look like beauty to you? This guy is more beautiful than her. Son of a bitch! I take that back. This rock, there's a better description. This rock is more beautiful than her. And it's not even a real rock. It's a CGI rock. And she looks better than her. Anything,
You have to put in some effort. And they really outdid themselves because...
Look at this chubby man. He looks like a cucumber. And this guy's giggling in the background because he finally got a job not on CNN.
This was by far the worst episode of the...
Dude, I hate when they say... Galadriel. Stop saying Galadriel. It's Galadriel. It's not Celebrimbor. It's Celebrimbor. I hate Elrond. It's just Elrond. It's not Elrond. Like, I hate these people so much. Like, why do they have to like roll their R for 5 minutes? It's so... That word cringe. I don't know what other use the word for...
Worst television adaptation of all time.
And look at this cuck. What is this cuck? Look at his face. What is wrong with his face?
Of the worst television.
What is this face?
television adaptation of all time. And if it wasn't abundantly clear to you before, it is now. Amazon hates Tolkien.
The Genesis.
But Paul Bezos. Oh, I bought a Genesis.
Attention
Hey,
to
Dan.
detail with cutting
That's pretty
edge
nice.
features.
Dude.
Previously on the Hymns of Power.
The greatest of Eldon Smiths is consumed by his work. He asks that I handle all matters of administration in his...
Dude. The fact that they randomly... they insert this random character. Dude, all these actors, all the racially diverse actors that they had to hire, 90% women, and then the rando... Dude, and then chubby, latte-licious woman here. She is apparently just some random character that decided to sprout in randomly, and then Sauron just seduces her by calling her pretty one time. Oh, you're pretty, and then she abandons Celebrimbor for no reason at all. Cuckabrimbor, Granny Brimbor, she just abandons him for no reason because Sauron calls her pretty once. Oh, why?
Instead, I'm just fatigued. You are the Lord of Eregion. You have responsibilities until the 9 are complete. Nothing else matters. Without Mithril, the remaining rings of power may never be complete. We need more. Or perhaps Khazad-dûm would prefer something more precious.
Have you gone mad? Take off then. I have nothing to prove to you, boy.
Red-headed piglet.
This is all his design.
Oh my god. You are the reason look at her face. Does this look like the face of a good actor? It's only the design. Like, oh, dude, the fact that she's saying it's all, dude, this entire episode makes no sense. Right here, I don't even,
For she is more fair than all the jewels beneath the earth.
that's what I was thinking right then. I was like, she's so disgusting. Like, you have to, I don't even understand. The orcs are better looking than her. Anyone. Dude. I was hoping this battle scene was going to be so sick, and then the battle scene made absolutely no sense whatsoever from start to finish. And this is what I don't understand. Why is Adar attacking Eregion when all his goal is to get Sauron, and the elves' goal is to also get Sauron out? So, I don't understand. Like, if the goal is to eradicate Sauron, apparently in the show at least, not in actual Tolkien lore, because they ruin everything, Adar in the show, Adar, who's like the leader of the orcs, wants to kill Sauron. And the elves of Eregion want to also kill Sauron. So, instead of just attacking the city, he could just tell the elves in the city that Sauron is there, and then they can kill him and bring him out. And then they can kill him if that's their goal. And then every 2 seconds, there's some fucking orc family in the show protesting going to war. Orcs are not family people. They are pure evil incarnate, killing machines who want to go to war. It's in their blood. They want to go to war. They are bred for war. They are bred for killing. There's not fucking orc families who want to feel bad for them, that they don't want to go to war, and they have families, and Adar is their father and is supposed to take care of them. Like, oh my fuck.
I don't want to bury the lead here.
Oh my god. This part, oh.
Does this particular episode sink to a new low? Well, one of the shining examples is Elrond makes out with his future mother-in-law, Galadriel.
Oh!
And Tolkien...
Dude, you don't understand how bad this part is, because he charges at the enemy. Elrond shows up to the battle like the Rohirrim. Like the Rohirrim. But instead of getting chills, you just cringe in your entire body, because instead of charging, instead of like a legendary like Rohirrim charge, you get this lactose intolerant Jizlad and Kukran who charge in to battle, and instead of like actually going through with it, they literally stop because they see Galadriel in a cage. So they literally stop for her. And then all the orcs don't attack either somehow. And then they treat with Elrond and Adar in this thing in the orc encampment, and it's just Elrond and his cuck servant guy who's with him. And for some reason, Elrond says to Adar, the orc guy, that he's not gonna give him the ring because Adar wants the ring, and that he's gonna go out on the battlefield and kill Adar. And instead of just killing Elrond right here, where he's surrounded by 30 orcs and an entire orc encampment with like 3,000 orcs, instead he just lets Elrond make out with Galadriel, and Galadriel is literally supposed to be his a mother-in-law. So he makes out with his mother-in-law, and then just walks out through the orc encampment. Oh, God.
Out with his future mother-in-law, Galadriel. And Tolkien's grave just blew up again. We'll get to the details of that, believe me. But once again, we start in Eregion, where we're
they gotta roll the Eregion. Galadriel. Brimbor. Ugh.
Grandma Brimbor to figure out that Anatar is Sauron. I mean, they've been so subtle about it, and yes, he's still trying to make those rings for men to put their fingers in. Sauron is now convinced all the multicultural Gen Z room temperature IQ elves of Eregion that he's in charge now. And this provides an opportunity for more repurposed dialogue.
Celebrimbor's line is gone. We are left.
Not alone.
You have proven your quality.
You've shown your quality, sir.
God, man.
Very highest.
And yes, the forging of the 9 rings for men to put their fingers
always
in.
do that.
All these conversations are going down while Eregion is being attacked, including Modernity hanging out in the battlements while it's being firebombed.
Oh, the best part was when she falls off the ramp and gets cleaved in half by the orcs, which unfortunately they don't show, but that's the best part of this episode.
At Modernity and the rest of the elven window lickers of Eregion sit around and witness the orcs very quickly and precisely turn their
Dude, they fucking shoot... They shoot rocks at a mountain, expecting the mountain to just fall over. And in this garbage show, it actually does. Do you just shoot a rock at a mountain and the mountain just falls?
Around so they can fire rocks at a cliff that dams up the river. Yet somehow they're having trouble knocking down this wall. But while all this is going down, it allows enough time for...
They can't knock down the wall that's like 20 feet high, but they can knock down a mountain that's like 4,000 feet high.
Don Lemmon to show up and do absolutely
this fucking guy, I hate him.
Episode, other than report that this is a mostly peaceful sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
Meanwhile,
true.
back in Moria,
It's not burning that much. Only fires of 200,000 feet.
and the third standing behind Bat.
Oh, I hate this fucking honeycomb-loving bitch. And this fucking cuckbag who just fucking yanks his beard all day and irks it in her fucking hair. That's probably why hair is so fucking tubby, because he just irks it in her hair all day. This woman, oh my God. I don't even know. Oh God.
Always needs to put her leg out for some reason, who somehow held...
Remember when somehow her crystal ball rolled into the cave 10 feet away from an extremely high, densely packed marketplace, and somehow the Balrog is just chilling there?
all the dwarven miners from Khazad-dûm when they ran like bitches from bats last episode. Does it again. Now, to be fair, apparently there's only a dozen dwarven miners in all of Khazad-dûm, and there is a real danger of bats flying out of Deese's open legs.
Oh,
after
God.
throwing down his hammer,
Imagine how bad that smells.
Durin, that his man has returned after his walk of shame, and who could forget their last meeting from season 1?
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
How did they hire this guy for Elrond, man? Stop. Oh, thank God, a commercial. That was horrible.
Elrond, my heart sings to see you, old friend.
Like, you gotta say my heart sings to see you. just can't say hi. How's it going? My heart sings to see you, Elrond.
You tidal-haired and flowery-tongued f***hole. Have you any idea what I've gone through since you left?
Need your axe, old friend.
Homosexual.
You know what my favorite thing about reviewing garbage television is? Sitting and watching the most idiotic character finally catch on to what the audience has known since the first episode of season 1. Halbrand and Anatar are Sauron. Which technically
Hillary
makes
Clinton.
him a they/them, which answers another question I had from season 1.
What are Sauron's pronouns?
You know how
I guessed it.
Brimbor finally figures out he's in an illusion. Remember the Matrix?
Oh, I remember.
Except this time it's totally different because it's with a mouse. And once Grandma Brimbor figures this all out, Sauron, who still needs him, lets him go and almost gets him killed. Then he gets up and leisurely walks around Eregion while it's being attacked and throws modernity out.
Yeah, and then he, of course, goes to the one elf who doesn't trust him or whatever. When there's 200,000 other elves in the city, go to any of them. Why do you go to the one hag bag? I love when she fall off the cliff. Oh God, that made me so happy.
Granted,
Yes, get the fuck, bitch.
Sauron's power, but I still shouldn't have found this scene to be as funny as it was. This is the point where Elrond finally shows up to the Battle of Eregion. Now, how in the hell did he get here so fast from Khazad-dûm? I have no idea.
No one knows.
And
And people
what-
just teleport everywhere. Don't you love it how when they needed to get to Celebrimbo Granny Cuckbag Brimbor, they Galadriel and Elrond set out, and it took them like 200 years to actually get there. It took them the entire season. But then Elrond can just teleport, and him and Durin can just teleport back and forth between Eregion whenever they want. Apparently. No.
What the hell is up with those bell-end helmets? But not to worry, ladies and gentlemen. Elrond has brought a secret weapon. My producer, X-Ray...
Oh God, she pissed me off so much too. It's just like, what the fuck? And then they do a scene with her where she gets shot up with arrows, like the scene's supposed to be like when what's it, Barrymore, what's his name? Fucking now all the names in the show are so shit. Boromir, holy fuck. I've watched the movie 400,000 times. This show literally plagued my brain so much I couldn't even remember Boromir's name. When, like, the woman I don't give a shit about, this random, uggo, disgusting, pincushion gremlin gets shot up with arrows. We don't give a shit about her at all. And they're trying to make it be like when Boromir, heroic Boromir, sacrifices his life for the hobbits. And it's nothing like that at all because we don't give a shit about this random elf diverse elf who makes no sense in the plot whatsoever. We don't give a shit if we want her to die. This looks like all the fucking ones I sell electricity to.
They are also joined by High District Manager Gil Gadaddy.
A lovely individual called me Gil Gadaddy in a coffee shop, which I took as a huge... It made me emotional. Gil Gadaddy.
Elrond
What
clearly
the
acknowledges
fuck?
there, and I want you to remember that. And I can hear you now, dear viewer. Why is it Gil-galad, formidable and wise, warrior king, not leading the charge, yet is still part of the battle? That will be a good
This
question.
guy is supposed to be one of the most badass kings of all time, so, like ruling for like 20,000, like hundreds of thousands of years, just like smoting down his enemies and like killing like 30 people at a time, and he's too chubby to even eat his mashed potatoes. It's like insane. Like
My guess is he was added in later during
he kills one orc.
shoots, and there's some more evidence of this to come, but it's hard to tell because this is some of the worst editing and directing I've seen since the Acolyte. But the bell-and-headed warriors of Lindon are stopped in their tracks when it's revealed that the orcs have Galadriel as a prisoner. And despite all her rage, she's still just a rat back in her cage. And at this point, why not have another elven orc parlay? Because orcs are well known for sitting around unarmed elves and not killing them. I keep
They're
forgetting
literally surrounded by like 200,000 orcs, and they just let Elrond sit there.
that these are kinder and gentler orcs. And because people can't stop hitting on Elrond this episode, it's Adar's turn.
You have the beauty of your foremother, Melian of the Valar.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
But there is a line from Adar that I like.
If she speaks again, cut out her tongue.
The Amazon original character Adar wants the ring Nenya, which canonically no one's supposed to know about, in exchange for killing Sauron. How does Adar know about the ring Nenya and the fact that Sauron is in Eregion? Well, girl boss Galadriel took charge and told him everything.
Galadriel literally is the reason why all this is happening. She keeps Sauron hidden once she knows it's Sauron. She gets tricked by Sauron in the first place. She tells Adar all the secrets about the rings. Oh, I hate her so much.
Doogie Elrond turns down Adar's offer, and the first stupid thing to happen is the orcs didn't kill the elves right away. The second stupid thing to happen is Doogie Elrond is allowed to say goodbye to Galadriel because he's unarmed, although this guy is clearly armed. The third stupid thing to happen is Elrond asks for Galadriel's forgiveness because he's leaving her to die.
But it makes no sense. He leaves her to die here, but then he stops the charge for Galadriel 3 minutes ago. He just stopped the charge to save Galadriel. Then 2 minutes later, he apparently leaves her to die. Oh my god, this show is so bad.
There's absolutely nothing to forgive because everything is Galadriel's
That
fault.
too.
Oh, honorable mention of stupidity. Where in the hell is High King Gil-galad during this parlay? This is followed by what could be best described as nothing short of a creative atrocity. The worst crime against imagination. The worst atrocity against the beloved professor's work in this cesspool of a show.
Oh, thank God, another commercial.
Offers not just land, but a lifestyle.
Jeff Bezos got his Game of Thrones.
Oh,
And he
Bezos.
got it, minus all the cultural impact, the notoriety, and viewers. But it did cost more. Am I surprised that the show that took one of the best female characters from Tolkien and turned her
Dude,
into
yeah.
a man's
I used to love Galadriel. And then we get this.
moron, or
Oh
took
my
the
God.
embodiment of evil and turned him into a thirst trap would do something like this? Actually, yes. Put simply, this is an indefensible, perverted, and subversive act against everything the professor believed and wrote. And not that this show ever had a prayer, there's no coming back from this one. And I'm really looking forward to the scholars and Tolkien professors who are going to run out there and try to defend this. I look forward to all their honest reviews in about a year. I mean, canonically, this would make for some awkward dinners in Lorien and Rivendell, but to be fair, this actually does bring to mind a couple of alternate deleted scenes from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
I want you to know that tonight I am going to pleasure myself to the image of you doing that today.
Son of a...
I'm going to roll you into a little ball and shove you up my vagina.
No!
You can just live there.
No!
Elrond goes on to kill some orcs, including putting one in a trebuchet and then firing it on his
Yeah,
own city.
he literally fires the catapult on his own city. How? Dude.
Eon. This is followed by...
And somehow this one, all the other ones that they fire, smashes through the walls and destroys it. This one just bounces off the wall with like rubble.
the only character I actually care about in this show dying. Doogie Elrond's horse, all within a show known for actually killing them. And this is where things get really stupid. I mean, the battle scenes are just embarrassing. Everything's a mess. You have no idea how many orcs or elves there are.
Yep.
You don't know where anybody is. I don't know what the hell this guy got hit by. And then we get this line from an orc.
I know. Dude. Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad.
And if you guys were worried about Galadriel, of course she was able to escape in her very clever disguise of a robe with her blonde hair hanging out, walking through an orc camp. And while your guess will be the same as mine, she's obviously going to save herself. No! She's saved by Deus Ex Don Lemonless, who's been hanging around for a couple of days not doing much of anything other than waiting to save Galadriel. And the rest of the
And they
episode
act like they've known each other for like 100
We
years.
get to see the troll based on Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and then he dies. By the
Yeah, this
hands
was
of
the
Doogie Elrond,
dumbest thing
Don
I've ever
Lemonless,
seen.
And High King Gil
The troll walks in, does nothing, and just starts laughing.
Galad, who Elrond is surprised to see.
Honor! I king! Should not be here! King's place is wherever the need is greatest.
Which he shouldn't be, because he clearly acknowledged him right before his charge on Adar's forces. And if the feared warrior High King Gil-galad wasn't supposed to be at this battle, what the hell was he doing at the last one? And there was a lot of gaffes this episode. So much, I didn't catch them all, but that's why we have the internet. Including, but not limited to, Adar stating Elrond's foremother, Melian, is of the Valar.
You have the beauty of your foremother, Melian of the Valar.
When a simple Google search will tell you she's Maya. They also had a little trouble spelling Middle Earth and remembering what Region looked like. To be fair, keeping track of continuity is expensive, and Amazon only had a budget of $1 billion. And this episode marks the passing
not
of
that
our
much.
beloved diverse elf, Rianne.
Oh, yeah, this is my favorite
played by
part,
X-Ray Girl.
where she gets
It's like we
obliterated.
hardly knew her. But she goes out like Boromir after getting a shot off like Bronn from Game of Thrones.
Except it does nothing. But it doesn't do anything. They end up breaking through the wall anyway.
Now back in Region Sauron.
It's crazy when you see that scene and then, oh my god, it just doesn't even, like, oh my god, how can you go from that scene to the fucking Asian lady? It's like unreal.
Share a little bit about his past to Celebrimbor, making it sound like he got diddled by Morgoth or Melkor, or according to the geek website Screen Rant, Melkoth.
You must be a pain to me, treating you
Like you've treated countless others.
like Morgoth treated me. Sometimes.
Oh my god.
Can game.
Ugh. Anyway, after Sauron finishes sharing his past trauma,
Stop trying to share Sauron's trauma. He's evil. Holy.
he leaves, and Celebrimbor, instead of using this tool to maybe, I don't know, cut his chains, decides to cut off his thumb to escape. Who's saved by Guy Ladriel, who just magically shows up, and now all the elves of Eregion like Grandma Brimbor again because Guy Ladriel told him to.
Yeah.
Anyway, both of them apologize to each other for completely screwing up Simple Earth when Amazon should be apologizing to anyone who watched this. Then
she's so
Celebrimbor, who
unattractive.
canonically should be in Eregion, gives Galadriel, who canonically should not be in Eregion, the 9 rings for men, which canonically Galadriel never touched, to keep them from Sauron, who canonically
She puts
should
in her
be in
pajamas.
Eregion.
She has
When
none.
Grandma Brimbor brings some elves to go and confront Sauron, he uses his power to get the elves to kill themselves, and man, that would have come in handy when he was getting Caesar by half a dozen orcs. Now when Doogie Elrond took the high-speed Middle-earth rail to Khazad-dûm to go meet his boyfriend Durin the Third, he was asking for an army, and they were supposed to come at first light. Just like the Two Towers, and in an inverted scene from the Two Towers.
The dwarves! The dwarves are coming! Look to the north!
Look at this shit. They're just, look at this. They're just randomly spread out, the highly diverse elves. Just randomly AFK. Where are the orcs who are attacking them? Nobody knows. Dude.
They don't show up because apparently now Durin the Third is killing his own people.
Your father turned his axe on my men, cut through them like stalks of wheat.
And it looks like the dwarves of Moria are completely aware of the Balrog.
They can loose that beast.
Riddles of your stupidity.
And now all seems lost for the 9 elves left in Eregion. After that, Adar guts Don Lemonless.
Hopefully he's dead, but we know he's not going to be.
This episode, Amazon, you bigots. And then Adar, who I have to admit, even though it's an Amazon original creation, the character's starting to grow on me, gets the ring Nenya that canonically Elrond is never supposed to have. And although I would love to play this, but I can't because of the copyright gods, and believe me, you'll be thanking me if you ever heard it, they roll the credits with Cookie Monster metal. Thus ends this abomination of an episode, and I don't have much to say other than this is the worst episode of The Rings of Power by far. A show that will go down as the biggest, most expensive failure of all time, and ultimately a cautionary tale. So let the lesson be learned. You can have all the money and resources in the world. You can have $1 billion.
I don't understand why they couldn't just stick to Tolkien. Because these writers today who have absolutely no imagination, no creativity, no intelligence, think they can outsmart the greatest writer of all time. It's insane. Oh my god, these action figures have far more intelligent than fucking writers, man. It's I just don't understand. Yeah, so they completely ruined. The other episodes were just pure and utter garbage. This one just was mind-bogglingly terrible in every scene. And oh god, as it was happening, I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of Rings of Trash. And the Mighty Show will never give up.